I've had the amazing privilege to speak to some incredible powerhouse women on this show. Executive women at the top of their game, CEO level, senior vice president, executive vice president level in some of the largest corporations in the world. And it never ceases to amaze me some of the experiences they recount with their feelings of self-doubt, inadequacy, and feeling like an imposter. So what I thought I would do is compile some excerpts from each of these episodes. And I've selected, not all of them, but I've selected some so that you can see what is the trend there. What are they all saying about these feelings of inadequacy, but also what are the strategies that they're using to overcome them?
I was applying for my first vice president role at a company I was at. I thought, that this could be a great fit. And I knew I had the background for the role, kind of a male dominated environment. I actually had to interview while I was on maternity leave. So that was a little bit of a challenge. I did not get the job, primarily citing executive presence with literally words like, how will she fare across the table from a 55-year-old gray-haired executive? Like my presence wasn't what it needed to be for this role. And I really took that to heart. I literally had headshots the following week. I dyed my hair dark. I looked nothing like myself in a headshot for probably I used for a year. And I really had to realize that it's actually going to be the contributions I make to the business, not how I look, that is ultimately going to get me where I need to go.
What you find very quickly is that your level and your title is absolutely irrelevant to the voice in your head that's telling you what you're not doing and what you're not able to do. I would sit in these rooms and it would seem like everyone around the table knew all the answers, right? Except for me. And I would think, well, how do they know that? How do they know all of those different names and acronyms and programs and the history?
There's really no person out there to be an imposter for that we're trying to measure ourselves up to. This search for validation is such a red herring. I think we all need to be really conscious of, are we looking for someone, some entity to validate or approve of something that we're doing? And of course we have bosses, and of course we have networks and people we trust. But at the end of the day, that can be a really confusing and big drain on our time and energy if we're sort of, chasing some kind of existential validation. That validation may never be coming. And right. That might be what it means to be a leader, to be able to operate and make decisions and push forward a vision that isn't popular at any given moment, that does go against the grain.
And I think it creeps back in all the time for me. Sometimes an opportunity comes across, or we're working on a deal and I'm like, I am not qualified to be doing this. Like, why am I in this seat? Those thoughts, I don't know that they'll ever go away. I think what's helped me the most is acknowledging and understanding that this is a real thing, and reading about what it really comes from, and understanding that, as well as talking to other people about it. And I look at it on the flip side, it also keeps you moving forward too, right? I've kind of flipped that imposter syndrome to say, if I'm not having it, am I really getting into uncomfortable situations?
Even the most confident person has those moments,
right.
And I think we all have them. And I can remember taking things so personally and just really beating myself up, like, oh, you could have done this differently, or you should have said that, or, really second guessing yourself because you want to be so good. You want to be whatever is needed in that moment.
The issue is that we sometimes get spun up about what other people think of us. So we have to get out of our own heads, and I'll say it a billion times, get out of your head. Let go of the expectation of outcome. We don't know what will happen. So just let things be.
There's no part of any of this business, even in the role I'm in today, that I could do by myself. I have certain knowledge, I have certain experience, and I am shaped by my knowledge, my experience of things that I've gone through. But certainly my team that's around me, they also bring that also with them. And together, we're a much stronger team than if I was trying to do this ever on my own.
I think if I would have told myself something back then, it's very much like, be comfortable in your skin, be who you are, like, you know what you care about most, and like that's what's going to make you successful.
Really just to be yourself. Don't try to be one of the men. It's okay to be different than your male counterparts. And honestly, that's the value that you bring to the table, because what makes you different is really what sets you apart from the rest of the team. And I think as you move up in your career, it really gets down to you and your team's results should do the talking. That you can't control how others respond to you as a woman in the field, but focus on the facts and the results that you're delivering or your team's making. And, you will get noticed.
There's an author, Glennon Doyle, in reading one of her books, the quote that really hit me and stuck with me was, "Stop asking people for directions to places they've never been." Wow. At the end of the day, no one knows how to navigate what you're navigating, because nobody has been who you are, where you are, come from where you've come from, and is going where you're going.
When you deeply understand that in any job you're doing, it is a team. You actually don't have to be the smartest one in the room. You can ask a question that you think is the kind of dumb question, because that's the expert sitting across from you. When you deeply believe that, it just releases this pressure of trying to present this front that I know every single thing.
Don't take yourself so seriously. Remember, everything you do is just a thing. Everything we do is just practice.
Have fun. Life is too short to be in a career that doesn't energize you or jazz you every day. You spend too many waking hours working that it should be fun. And if it's not, find something else.
It's so important to be flexible in the opportunities that are presented to you. Work ethic is not debatable. Titles are meaningless if you don't love going to work every day. And trust your gut.
For women out there who are excited about becoming a leader, I applaud you. I support you. Keep going. The rest of us are out here and we're cheering for you. There's definitely room for you. Be your authentic self and keep working hard, stay focused, and be present, and you will get there.
And then the unwavering foundational belief that you are enough. You're enough. You have what it takes to go do that job, this role, that leadership, that position. You have all that you need to be given. And if what you don't have, you have enough wisdom to go find it. Believe in that and allow your voice to come and speak on that behalf.